During this next step, we're going to think about what improvement it is that we want to see going forward. This section is really about the actions that you want them to take to make a change in their performance or their conduct or behaviour. So we will be having a discussion with them during this phase, and so there's a few things for you to prepare before you enter into that debate about what they could do differently to address the problem that you've highlighted to them. Make sure you've prepared what you think they need to do differently so that you can start off with that and then enter into a discussion about what action they can specifically take. So if we take the example of the client emails, which have been abrupt and a bit defensive, you might use your key sentence to start that off. So for example, I need you to think and pause before you press send on emails to make sure that they don't come across as defensive or confrontational to our clients. So that's kind of your key sentence. But then we go into some questioning. So you've made that statement, you've anchored yourself back to your key sentence, and then you're going to ask them, what can you do to make sure this doesn't happen again? What might help you to stop and just pause before you send that email? Is there anything I can do to support you to make that happen? What other options do we have to make sure that your emails aren't sounding confrontational and aggressive? So you can ask lots of open questions at this stage and allow them to bring forward their ideas, come up with different suggestions. And always ask them, how can you support them to make those improvements? You've been really clear what improvement looks like. They can decide how they bring that about, what will prompt them to make that change. In a conversation like this, it's so important to use silence. All too often as managers, we jump in with the solution. Oh, I think you should do this. Or what I find really helpful is this. And we answer the question for them. But actually, we need them to find the solution that's going to work for them so that it's sustainable, so they can make that change themselves, and that they're engaged with the solution, that they actually want to make a change. It's not helpful if we just jump in with our opinion. You can't do this for them. So ask a question and then really just use silence. Don't say anything. Zip. Keep quiet. You may well have to pause for quite a long time, and this can feel quite uncomfortable. We're not used to being silent. I know it's really hard and it will feel really uncomfortable, but once you try it, you'll be amazed at how much, using silence does mean people start talking. So you might even have to count to 10. It will feel like ages, but it will get easier. The more you practice, the more natural this will become, and you'll probably use it in other situations in your life. Generally, in my experience, you won't get past 8, which will feel like a very long time, but you'll be amazed what people will tell you just if you give them the space to think and make it really clear that actually you're not going to speak. The next person to speak is definitely them. So ask them some really nice open questions. What else do you think you could do? What options do we have? There's lots of questions. Using the GROW model, we've got a sheet that you can download, 20 questions to ask when a team member's feeling stuck, based on the GROW model. And document your ideas, document the ideas that they come up with. Just keep a little note so you can summarise, which will come on to the next video. All ideas are potentially viable. It's up to the person which one they think or which few ideas they want to take forward. So use silence, though, really powerful tool